Over the last years, there's been some amazing compilations coming out for several modern platforms. Recently, with the Cowabunga Collection, it got me thinking, what are other game compilations that you would love to see? I know I have mine and want to talk about a few, and in the comments below, definitely tell me what game compilations need to come out. You know, that Turtles compilation is just a really good example of what can be done. You know, and as time moves on, there's going to be availability and abilities to have game compilations come together like no others before. You know, the upcoming Atari Anniversary Collection, looks to be amazing. Great games from Atari's history, all put together along other things included. And so, I was just thinking, gosh, there's so many other games out there that need to be offered on modern platforms. Now, some of the things that I'm going to be mentioning have been offered before, but not on current modern platforms. And there's just so many great things out there. And so let's jump right in. And I'm going to give a talk about some things that I would love to see. And first and foremost, I think I want to see a new classic Ninja Gaiden collection. That's right, I want to see Ninja Gaiden, the classic ones, the ones offered on Nintendo, even the Super Nintendo version, which is like a remake of the original 3, but there's also, the ones on Game Gear, Sega Master System, TurboGrafx or PC Engine. And, they're taking those classic Ninja Gaiden games. Heck, let's throw in the Lynx port as well as the arcade and even the prototype Sega Genesis game. And let's put that all together in a collection and offer that. I love compilations. I think it's a way to experience a franchise or a series or even a console. There's so many games on classic format, original releases that are so expensive and out of reach for many people. And there's tons of people out there that either don't know about these classic games or would love to get a compilation, save a ton of money, and be able to purchase it all in one spot. And I just think, there's so many games out there that offer a wonderful experience or experiences, and there's something out there for everyone, and I know you're gonna have your picks and things to talk about. So Ninja Gaiden, classic Ninja Gaiden, 2D Ninja Gaiden is definitely up there with a pick of mine. I was talking with some friends, and they had their picks, and for sure there's other things that need to be come out. And so another company that comes to mind, and one that is loved by many, is Treasure. Treasure made a wide variety of amazing games. One of my favorites that often gets overlooked is Light Crusader for the Sega Genesis. Treasure made some amazing games, and that is one that gets overlooked. They also did classics such as Sin and Punishment for the Nintendo 64, as well as Mischief Makers, everything on the PlayStation 1, Silhouette Mirage, and classics on the Sega Saturn, Guardian Heroes. That's just to name a few games that they did, but if they were able, and this is a long shot, several of these haven't been released because of various issues, licensing or not owning the rights anymore, among other challenges. But, Treasure is one I think that many gamers would agree would love to have a wonderful collection put together, as, their games were fairly unique and often very expensive now, too. Several of those games that are very difficult to track down, and being able to offer that to a new audience, I think is going to be really, really important. So Treasure for sure is a company that I think has to be done. Fingers crossed, who knows? I don't know who owns all the rights or all of Treasure's games. I didn't look that up, but maybe in the comments below you can tell me more information, and what is your favorite Treasure game for sure. Now, there's several other consoles that are not represented. I hear this a lot from several gamers, as the same compilations or same types of games come out over and over again. Now, there's reasons why. One is an example is like typically a company will look at their best-selling game or best-selling console and they'll focus on that and offer that over and over again. You know, the new Sega Genesis Mini 2's coming out in the fall, and you know, a lot of people are like, that's cool, but Sega Genesis games have been offered over and over and over again. And Sega is a wonderful company, but I really would love them to dig deeper and offer some of their other classics on the consoles that they offered in a compilation. You know, I'm looking at you, Sega Master System. And the Sega Master System was an amazing console. You know, many people around the world preferred it over the original Nintendo console release. The Sega Master System really was where people cut their teeth first on classic Sega games. You know, being an amazing company offering a wide variety of games. Gosh, the Sega Master System collection would be awesome, and a way for people to experience. Many Master System games are very expensive, and it would be awesome to see all of those combined into one collection. You know, the nice thing about Sega is Sega owns the rights to a lot of these games, and so a compilation would be fairly easy to put together. But I think now a compilation needs to be more than just the games. It needs to have artwork, it needs to have interviews, it needs to have additional things. The Cowabunga Collection is a good example of how it can be done right. And, you know, it's neat to see those collections and the time and energy put together. It pays off because it offers all that history all in one spot for an affordable price. And it's a great way for people to appreciate a game collection. Another one that I really like that kind of gets overlooked is the SNK Collection. And, you know, that was a collection of games pre-Neo Geo, and that had some amazing stuff on it and a lot of SNK games put all together. And that was an awesome collection that came out years back, but you know, it really still holds up. It's got an awesome selection of classic SNK games and a good example of what can be done. Now, let's look beyond Master System. Sega has other consoles that I think that are not represented. Sega Saturn comes to mind. Sega Saturn is another console that kind of gets overlooked for Sega collectors. It's very, very expensive, and it would be awesome for Sega to come together and make a collection of Sega Saturn releases that they still own. And, you know, it's a shame that, you know, all the focus has been on Sega Genesis. Now, the Sega Genesis was a huge, successful hit, but it wasn't everything that Sega did. I would love for them to make a Saturn collection. And definitely in the comments below, what is your favorite Sega Saturn game or game collection? What would you put from the Sega Saturn franchise that would make an awesome collection? And I know I have mine, but I definitely want to hear from you first. So that's not it. You know, years back, there was a weak Sega Dreamcast collection, and I think now's the time for Sega to dig into that. You know, the Sega Dreamcast was kind of the swan song for Sega in the console hardware business, and, you know, they had several hits come out for it, but it would be great to see a Sega Dreamcast collection of those, along with other things. You know, Sega Dreamcast was, when I was working at a GameStop, I got to see the launch and experience that. It was so amazing when it came out. There was so much joy from Sega fans coming up and picking up their Sega Dreamcast and spending hundreds of dollars. And, you know, I think the Dreamcast was something, you know, unfortunately it was only on the market 2 to 3 years, and it left early, but people still remember it. I think it would be great to see a Sega Dreamcast collection of games, and one I think Sega hopefully still has planning to do in the future at some point. That's not it. Now, okay, there's a big one, and this one tentatively may come out. It's kind of rumored to come out, and hopefully in the upcoming months we'll know if it actually comes out, and that's Metroid Prime Trilogy. There's talks that it might just release one at a time. I hope not. I would love the Metroid Prime series, or even just a Metroid Collection, to come out. And that's tentative for November release, but we don't know yet, or at least I don't know yet, that it's coming out. And it would be great if that is available and offered on the Switch, as I know there's many Metroid fans. The Metroid Prime series was amazing. You know, definitely the first two came out in GameCube, and then the third one came out on the Wii. And the Metroid Prime Trilogy is something I think would be great collection put together. You know, Nintendo is not the best at making compilations, Sometimes they come out, or sometimes they piece them out, or they just make a really limited collection. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that the Metroid Prime trilogy is coming out in November. And, you know, I haven't looked at it recently, but I know that was rumored to be coming, but who knows? Fingers crossed. So those are my compilations that I would love to see, and I know you have your picks. So what are your picks? In the comments below, tell me what are your compilations that you would love to come out, and thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you like what you see, and I do several videos all the time, I do 3 videos a week, and if you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading all the time every week and providing content, discussions such as this, everything from Atari to Xbox, product first looks, as well as gameplay. So thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.